make the combination compiled statement of the whole. And if I leave out a piece of it, then I have got a scrambled mess rather than the whole. Okay? So here in this statement, how he got them to be in one mind? He thumped them. How they got the power? We just read. God gave that ability to them with a war.
See, now that's what confused me. Because you jump right from the Lord of Lords, talking about God, right over into being thumped by the
I know.
cross.
But that's how God works.
You're crossing up my mind, man.
I'm not trying to. I'm trying to uncross it. But this is exactly how Scripture works. That's why he said, I give unto you the wisdom. They that have wisdom can unscramble this.
The perfect word.
Because if you're not looking at
Unscramble. It sometimes seems really scrambled.
But actually, it's not. That.
In your mind.
I know. But it's really not when you begin to actually see it. See, God talks in God's frame. And God talks here, 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 and here. Mountain peaks. And he expects us to dig up all the valleys that are in between. Because all the valleys that are in between are in here. So when I've got all these mountaintops that I'm looking at, no valleys filled in, I'm in real trouble. And that's what's the trouble with most of the church world today. They've got these mountaintops and they're trying to depend on the mountaintops with no valleys filled in, so they have no clue what's going on.
because mountaintops right at the time.
And they don't even have the mountaintops in the right place, because when God's just saying this, this, and this, it's like God said. In St. John's Gospel one place, Daniel 12 another place, St. John's 5, he makes a statement, and he said, there's a resurrection. There's two resurrections. And it sounds like they happened the same day. Until you go read in another part of the Bible, way, way over here, that says there's 1,000 years between them two. And he makes the statement of those resurrections side by side, over and over. And if you don't read over here where it says, there's 1,000 years between these, you're in trouble. Because it's stated as if they happened the same day. But they do in God's day. They just don't in our day.
We're kind of held in bondage to time.
Yes. And he's not. Huh? That's exactly correct. But he's given us the word and study and wisdom to put it together correctly. That's why he said, study to show yourself approved unto God, a workman that needeth not be ashamed, rightly dividing the words of truth. And if you look at these scriptures, you find out why he said rightly dividing, because you could divide these and come up with error. But when you rightly divide these, what's so wondrous about it, the massive amount of scriptures that there is to put it together is just absolutely astronomical. When you start getting these timelines together and you go back to the book of Psalms, you are going to be absolutely amazed at how many of the Psalm scriptures you're reading half of the scripture is going to be a prophecy and the other half will be something to do with something else. Half of scripture. Because it's the way God speaks. Jesus quoted out of the book of Psalms. And when he quoted out of the book of Psalms, he made a statement of this time frame and a statement of this time frame out of one single scripture. One verse. One half of the verse meant here, and the other half of the verse meant here. And so as we're studying here, he said he made him of one mind. Okay? And these have one mind and shall give their power and strength unto the beast. And we know by the book of Daniel when and how this happened. It did not happen until the Antichrist thrashed. Literally thrashed the three. Up to that time frame, they thought they were King Tut, so to speak, in our language today. They were the top of the totem pole, and they were. But when that happened, no, it backed off. It says, and these shall make war with the Lamb. He's going to do that. In other words, these are going to be at the end time. Now we're jumping from over here. It's setting up its foundation, then through the tribulation. Now we're over here. Now we're at the battle of Megiddo. Now we're at the return of Jesus Christ. Now we're at the splitting of the Mount of Olives. Now we're having a great thunderous earthquake. Now we're talking about all these things that's happening over here. Okay? And this is what he's stating to us, okay? For he is the Lord of lords, the King of kings, and they that are with him are called. Here we are again. You're called what? Chosen. And you have to be what? Faithful. Moreover, it is required in a steward that a man be found faithful. So if we're not found faithful, will you be standing in this group? Nope. This is God's statement now. This here now is the battle of Megiddo. This is the time frame of the close, okay? This is the great and terrible day of the Lord, okay, that's spoken about. This is when the eyes of the people that meet Jesus Christ are going to run down their face. And their flesh is going to melt off of their bones. What it says. This is the battle of Megiddo. This is, now, mind you, here we are in the middle of this. Are we done? No, he's going to do a whole lot of other skipping here now. He's a filling in. Okay? He's a filling in. Happenings in the side. We're talking about the pouring out of the bowls. They've already been spoke about. This is happening during these. Okay. Is there any other question? Is it a little more clear now? Okay.